Greetings, this is Dave LeClaire with MakeUseOf.com, and today we are going to take a look at the GameStick, a portable Android console that only costs $80 and is clearly aimed at competing with the Ouya. But how does it fare? Is the portableness of it really that big of a deal? How are the games on it? Does it work as a media player? All these questions and more are going to be answered right now. So we mentioned that the GameStick is portable, but just how portable is it really? Well, it's small enough to actually fit inside of its controller. There's a simple switch on the back. You slide that up, the console pops out, and then you plug it into your TV's HDMI port. So it's definitely easy to carry around. That will certainly not be an issue, but like I said in the intro, you do need a power cable. So you will have to carry that around too. But as far as the actual console and the controller, it's small enough to fit in your pocket, which is something you can't say for many other TV-based consoles. The GameStick does not have an overly huge library of games, as you can see by browsing through here. There's a little over 70 games available on the service and only 4 of them are free. So there's definitely going to be some money spent if you actually want to get in there and play some of the games. They're pretty standard Android stuff, you know, your basic games like Edge and things like that. You'll find Ski Safari and a few others in there that you'll recognize from an Android phone or a tablet. Again, some of the games are also repeated from the Ouya, so you'll see some Ouya familiars in there. But it's not a huge library, and let's take a look at playing some games and see if they're actually fun. So here we're checking out a game called Stalagflight, which sees you jumping from asteroid to asteroid and trying to get as high as you can. It does feature 4-player multiplayer, but you will need to have 4 GameStick controllers for that, and I can't imagine too many people are going to have that, but it's a pretty fun game. And it's one of the ones that's available free on the console. Now we're looking at a game called Smash Cops, which, as you might guess, sees you playing as a cop and trying to smash the bad guys and arrest them. It's another free game, not bad, it's pretty fun, but it's just a standard game that you could play on mobile, which is kind of the main problem with the GameStick as a whole, is that most of these games, actually all of them, are just available on smartphones, and playing them on a controller is cool, but it is not exactly a game-changing experience. As a media player, there's only 2 apps available on the GameStick. There's their version of XBMC and the GameStick Media Player. XBMC has everything you would expect. You can install third-party add-ons, you can put files onto a thumb drive and view them, and it works just like XBMC. It's a solid XBMC playing device and it gets the job done, but it's weird to not see things like Netflix and Amazon Instant and even Hulu on there. It's just XBMC. Now, of course, you can install add-ons through XBMC for those, but it's not the same interface that you get with the dedicated apps. And considering that those apps are on pretty much anything that will play media, it seems weird to not see them here. Still, the GameStick is a competent media player, and if you're looking for a fairly cheap XBMC box, it will definitely do that job. So we've seen some gameplay, we've seen some media center functions, we've seen the controller, we've seen all kinds of stuff about the GameStick, which leads to one critical question. Should you or should you not buy it? And the answer is pretty simple. If you're looking for a device for your kids to play some video games and you don't want to spend a lot of money, the GameStick will do the job. If you're looking for a device to replace your Xbox One or your PlayStation 4, absolutely not. You should not buy it. But if you want a media center that has XBMC and is pretty cheap, and like I said, something you can use for the kids, the GameStick will definitely do it. But it's still not a perfect device, and it's the same problem that the Ouya had, is the world really looking for an Android game console? The answer still seems to be not really. In spite of the success they had on Kickstarter, people don't really seem to want it. So the long and short of it is you should probably pass on the GameStick unless you're looking for something to throw in the kids' bedroom and you don't want to spend the money on a higher-end console. Once again, this is Dave LeClaire with MakeUseOf.com. Make sure to head over to the site for the full review, and thank you very much for watching.